Good evening. How are you all doing? Earlier I tried to record the poem during my blog TV show. Unfortunately, things just did not add up there. The video quality was not good. We have serious problems with the Adobe software. During my recording with the girl who presented the poem, I had problems at that time, which was not that great idea trying to record live with a person who is sitting in Latvia. So there was a little bit of delay. We adjusted the delay, giving her enough directions, but still, after recording everything, it sounded good for me, but the recording that came out in the Adobe encoder, it just failed. It was not good. So the audio is a little blurry. You can hear some hissing sounds, which we later figured out it was pretty hot there, so she had this air cooler that was running there, which was blasting at her face, so that she don't want the makeup to really go down. So all these things, technical difficulties, cosmetic difficulties, all these things came up. But still we've recorded. I have a recording. This is already recorded in Blog TV, but that don't really sound good. So I needed to make a video with the actual video that got better sound than the one that I re-recorded into Blog TV. Now what is this poem about? This poem actually goes through a flow, and I'm actually in the poem right now. This poem goes through a flow of how I look at the seasons, or a lover who feels the love in him. Love happens in two installments. One is when you feel love towards a person, and the next part of that love is when you get the love from that person. So to a great extent, you can go ahead, or from a man's perspective, which I'm speaking in this poem right now, from a man's perspective, he needed to go a lot further to a woman to convince her how much he cares, how much he loves her. He can go to that limit. There are points at which I always say, when you reach that edge, when you reach that limit, that's the time when you take a deep breath and you hold on. So the horizons can expand, and then from there you will be able to move further. Well, when it comes to the matters of heart, when it comes to the matters of say romance or love, or every emotions that are connected to that, it kind of takes a different route. You can go to a certain extent, and no matter how much you wait, there is not anything going to open up. Everything is going to just stop, because that is a point at which there should be a response coming from the other side. That is the idea I had when I started writing the poem. That idea comes down to almost towards the last couple of paragraphs I hinted, but particularly the last but one line of the poem that clearly says, this is what exactly I'm looking for. I mean, I need some response. From a poet's perspective, he needed to give an idea, create that atmosphere where the meaning he means is properly conveyed and understood in the perfect possible ways. So this poem goes through a set of things like how I look into the Mother Nature, and then I look at a person, and how I connect all the things that are beautiful, all the things that are poetic, and feel that, and which makes the love in me or in the poet, and that love how is waiting for a response. So that's what the name of the signifies here, which is hide not within forgetfulness, because there is a point at which when somebody is forgetting to give that, that's the time when a man really feels hurt. A person if not loved at all, that is understandable. But when a person goes to an extent and then from beyond that point, there is absolutely nothing he can do, and he gets nothing back, not even that feeling of being unloved, then that is a point at which something called waiting happens. And waiting is something I personally have done a lot. So I know the pain, many people go through. I have seen many people going through similar situations, and I have personally waited a lot. So I know that this is, when you reach that edge, for everything else, you need to just take a step back and see how the horizons are expanding. But when it comes to matters of love or romance, that's not going to happen. You are going to stay there at that point forever if you are going to wait, because the other side is not responding. So that's what the idea of the poem is. I'm not going to go any further because this already is a very elaborated explanation in my recent poems. And I have heard many people during the reading of the poem when I was in Block TV. Many people actually told me that I should be reciting the poem, from the authors community especially, as well as in the Block TV itself. Many people are saying, you recite the poem, we are here to listen to you. So that kind of questioned me of this circus of taking a model or bringing a model and getting her to recite the poem. I'm not a person who says, okay, I thought she's better in reciting the poem. The only problem was because of the audio issues and couple of words she had difficulty in saying, because she's a Latvian girl. She knows Spanish very well too, and she speaks English quite well. She did a good, remarkable job in my opinion, but unfortunately we had technical difficulties. I'm going to actually give a link of the note in Facebook in the post itself, so that you will be able to go ahead and read the poem along with you when hearing the poem when she recites. She recites a little faster. So this poem is something which you are going to love a lot if you are a person. And this is a poem I can definitely say is completely written from a man's perspective rather than trying to mix it all and try to see a woman's perspective, because I don't think that was a good idea, because the idea itself is I'm there, I'm waiting, I need some response. Every man comes to that situation, and every man, I'm not saying, because there is a woman's nature to play a little hardball. I mean, they actually bring things up and say, okay, you come and get me, but there is a point at which that stops and a response is needed. So this is what the poem really conveys. Hope you all are going to enjoy the poem, and hopefully the next time when Zane recites the poem, this is going to be it is going to be a much more better technically. And I sincerely apologize for the delay because of this, whether I was in two minds whether to release the poem as is, or should I myself recite it and show it, because in Block TV that's what I did. After reciting the poem, everybody said we didn't understand what she's saying. So I shown the poem and actually read it all over again. So sorry about that, everybody. I told that before the end of the day, but that didn't really happen. I'm sorry about that, and hope the next poem which I'm going to bring in, we will be having better. I will try my best to get her to record in a better environment. All right. Hide not within forgetfulness.
Mother Nature kept her eyes closed as darkness overran blooms. Winter a season many don't want to feel, and in the season of winter upon your eyes I looked, and warmth of care and love cloaked me. In your warm smiles and caring words woke nature all around, earlier than almanac spoke, nesting birds as if in meditation sang to bring rain. In the spring rain upon your eyes I looked, nature stealing colors from flowers I saw. Fun from far joined nature's dance, the quivers of morning dew spread, pollens all around flow. In the summer warmth, Upon your eyes I looked, and calm and cool the restless mind became. Realities to my mind rushed, rational, and soliloquy argued. Then I sang, forget-me-nots, oh darling, forget-me-nots, for in your heart reside the loving heartbeats of mine. Enslave your body, enslave the actions, enslave the speech, but when it comes to soul, your love surrender it for you I will. Hide not, oh darling, hide not, for in the blink of your eyes I feel the breath of mine synchronized. Every breath of mine in hands I surrender for the gladness of yours, oh dear. 1,000 dreams I can rave, but they all on the smile's face of yours will melt, so forever to keep your smile I plead. So hide not, if any feelings for me you have. Spread to my mind the calmness of autumn dust.